Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing: single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We're also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss the fact that there are sure a lot of dogs named Whiskey at animal shelters. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Kathy Cool, Fawn Nieters, and Luke Otero.
Hey gang, what's up?
Hey guys.
Hey everybody.
Hey, so we're going to be talking today about this phenomenon of dogs being named whiskey at animal shelters. There could be a couple different reasons for this. We'll kind of talk about what they might be and what we think the reason for that is. We'll get to that after the break, though. For right now, McNew said there's something you want to talk about. What is that?
So recently, I watched the Amy Winehouse movie, Back in Black, the biopic. It was really good, really well done.
Sure.
And I always liked her, more of her person. Her music's great, but I was more just like her as a person.
Okay.
So who do you guys want to see a biopic about? What musician would you be so excited to see?
We're going to focus on musicians, okay?
Musician, yeah.
Yes. I think Prince, I'd like to see that one. I think he had an interesting career, a sad, tragic ending. So that's, key for a movie, right? You got to have something big at the end there. It was a surprise. When he died, he didn't seem like, I didn't know that he was involved in any sort of drugs, whether they're over the counter or whatever it was. I didn't see him being that sort of individual. I thought he had an interesting life, kind of this hermit type of thing, but then he would go out and play shows, and he was into this thing where he'd do surprise shows where they wouldn't announce him like 6 months out. It'd be like, hey, next week Prince is going to be in this town. So he was there's always this aura of interesting around Prince. So an interesting guy. I'd like to see a movie made.
Mystery. Like he just kind of, he was public, but he shielded so much, like where he made him interesting.
Yeah. He, I didn't realize this. I knew he had been an incredible athlete. Like he was a star basketball player, despite the fact he was 5'2", in like high school and stuff like that. He was like a really good basketball player. And so he was just an athlete. And you think it often doesn't cross. You think about people that you knew that were in band or that played in bands and stuff like that in high school. They weren't typically the sports types, but Prince was both. Again, just that interesting dynamic. And I know he played ping pong, and he was like this killer ping pong player. And he went on a maybe New Girl show or something like that near the end of his life, where he went and they were doing an episode about ping pong, and they knew he was a fan. They called him and he said, yeah, I'll do it. And stuff like that. It's fascinating, the stuff that he would do and be good at in that.
It's also fascinating that he's from Minnesota. Not that many interesting things about Minnesota.
Yeah, most of them want to move to balmy South Dakota is where they want to move to. So it's so cold in Minnesota. South Dakota sounds warm and toasty. So
warm and toasty.
Yeah. So that's who I. So how about you, KK? What person from the music world would you want to see in a biopic?
Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seems like that'd be a Hallmark Channel movie, but yes, I could see that.
Well, I feel like she's got secrets
Really?
She does. So my favorite rumor about her that I don't think is true, like you've never seen her not in long sleeves. And my favorite rumor is that she is like tatted up sleeves. I don't think it's true, but I would love if it was.
She's all tatted up, huh?
I've heard this multiple times.
Okay.
Yeah. And the fact that like she just goes lives her life, and Carl Dean was like, "Love you, babe. I'm not into it, but you go do you." Like, and he's hanging out at home in a holler. Like, that's interesting.
Yeah, I have respect for her as a business person. Any artist that is not willing to sign their life away because they're like, I want to own my stuff, and that's what she did, and it pays off in the end. She stuck around long enough to be successful and things like that. It pays off. But I always love that story about Elvis wanted to record one of her songs and she refused because he wanted half the writing credit, and she said no, and cost her a lot of money at the time. But then Whitney Houston does that song, and where Dolly is still the 100% owner of that, and then she makes 10 times even probably what she would have made in the 70s selling it to Elvis. So,
and what made off of it, she donated back to Black communities and made a difference. Like
she's always making a difference with kids and reading and stuff like that. She's just a good person. Yeah, I like her. Like her a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Luke?
Good one there.
Yeah.
I'm a big Carlos Santana fan.
Okay.
Because if you look at his history starting in the 60s, and he's still prevalent and relevant now, and what he gives back to everyone else besides making money, he's giving it back. He's had so many hits. He's quite a musician at that too. Kind of the same cut of Prince as far as musical talent, because Prince could play all sorts of instruments.
Right.
So Carlos Santana. So I would like to see something very much about Carlos Santana.
Yeah.
He is timeless.
Yes. Guy goes back to Woodstock. I mean, he's been around forever, and like I said, always relevant. It was never like where he had passed his prime or anything. He's laying to this day. So that's cool. How about you, Von Nieters?
Well,
Kids on the Block?
Steve, you're probably going to lose your mind.
Oh, God. Country.
Yep. I'm thinking like George Strait or Alan Jackson.
Oh, God.
Alan Jackson, though, would be good because he's so private. We don't get to know a lot about him.
Sure. That'd be an exciting one.
It really would. I love a deep dive on Alan Jackson, honestly.
I saw the, what is his name? Post Malone. It's things are just going so these days. So his career leveled off a little bit on his downloaded music. So now he's a country guy. And I'm sure he'll be the top country guy.
Good thing that's not who I was talking about.
Guess
I'm not saying you are, but I'm just talking about yet another guy who's like, I'm just going to go to country.
No,
all right.
Country world. Guess what my next article is going to be about? Post Malone.
Of course. Yeah, he's dynamic. What a country superstar, I'll tell you. Yeah.
He got invited to the Opry by Brad Paisley and fucking nailed it. Like, he was so fun. Loved it.
It's not terrible. I will say that. It's not terrible.
Sure. Yeah. So that Alan Jackson movie, we'd all be very excited to go see that.
I would watch. I would absolutely watch the hell out of that documentary.
Thank you, McNew.
With you.
Yeah.
George Strait. Like, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like George Strait seems like so pure and like innocent that the more I know about him, the less I would like about him.
Really?
So I
that'd be
he's
tough.
An asshole at home, and I don't want to know that.
He's an asshole at home.
I want to keep him on that throne. So the less I know, the better, I think.
Huh.
So do you like your celebrities being like on a higher pedestal than normal humans, or do you like your celebrities to be like everyone else?
No, she doesn't want to be like everyone else. No, Jennifer Lawrence is like everyone else. She doesn't like her because
she's great.
Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence is awesome. Wow.
Yeah.
I love Jennifer Lawrence.
I know exactly.
Right, me too.
Today's greatest star, Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah.
Winter's Bone. Come on.
Yeah, she's great. I can't name a role where she's been. I'm like, oh, she was terrible in that. No, she's always great in everything.
No, she's good at her job. I just don't like her as a person.
My wife says the same thing. It's so weird. Yeah.
I think it's a popular opinion just to have.
Really?
Maybe.
Because she spent a lot of time being quirky and relatable on shows, and
I don't like
it
that.
hurt her
So all
career.
the kids want to hate her?
So it hurt her career. So she went away for a while, and now she's become more serious.
Yeah, well, she's not really doing anything. But that's unfortunately for most actresses and actors.
Yeah.
It is a short trajectory for most of them. There's a few of them that go forever, and we see them go from young people to old people and still successful. But for the most part, it's just shoot up and then drop off.
Yeah, I mean, those are your icons that are around forever. I mean, not everybody's like that.
Yeah. So I wouldn't think we'll hear a whole lot from Jennifer Lawrence anymore, other than,
We'll get her in a few more movies, I would say, but it's she's past her prime maybe in her filmmaking career.
What about Lindsay Lohan? Is there any going to be?
She was just in a Christmas movie.
Girl was thriving. Like Lindsay had it rough for a while. She made a comeback, and I couldn't be more happy for her.
She's made a comeback.
She's coming back. She's coming back.
What? She came back from the grocery store? I haven't seen her.
She's not.
She came somewhere.
She was in something.
That's dirty.
Her and Jamie Lee Curtis are redoing that movie they did together.
Oh, Freaky Friday.
Freaky Friday.
There you go. Buddy.
Yeah. That's going to be her big redemption.
Jamie Lee Curtis, Hollywood icon, someone who navigated the waters to being a young scream queen type to appropriate movies for her age as she got older, to funny stuff, to serious stuff, a little bit of everything. Yeah. So nothing but respect for somebody like Jamie Lee Curtis. So
yeah, it's an obscure one that I don't know that everybody's knows about, but there was a season. It was called Scream Queens. It was a TV show.
Yeah.
She was a professor in that, and she was such a bitch and so good at it. I love her in that. And I was like, you used to be this teen scream queen, and now you're being an asshole to everybody. Like, Jamie Lee Curtis is iconic forever. Like, she is so good in Scream Queens.
Yeah.
She's good.
She is good. Gotta like her. All right. On that note, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start this time with Von Nieters, who's in the middle of preparing something. He's got a process here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We're talking about dogs, so I got some 2-bitch bourbon from ABV.
All right. Oh, jeez.
Damn.
That was powerful. That's going to be tough to beat. So Kathy's just going back to get a mailing it in cork.
Oh, I'm going to get my 2-bitch bourbon.
2-bitch bourbon, okay.
But I've got to take the plastic off, so you should go to someone else.
Okay, we'll go to McNew next.
Where's your 2-bitch?
I'm going to try to finish off this Maddie Gladden I've had for a minute.
Okay. Boxing Bear that I've had for a minute.
Last show pour?
Oh, this isn't the last show.
But last show for the bottle.
Oh, no, that's not a last show pour.
Oh, I couldn't see because of the label.
Yeah. You made me talk over my own cork pop there, you son of a bitch. I feel like I would have had the lead. He baited me into that.
It's a Nobleton's. It wasn't going to make any noise.
He got me. The kid got me. I give him credit there. He got me. I got, as they say. So, all right. Kathy's next.
I'm ready.
No, not as loud as Von Nieters.
That was good.
It was nice. Wasn't as loud as Von Nieters, though. All right, Luke, you're last here. What do you got, man?
Not expecting much. I've got this 12-year-old Jack Daniels.
Oh, nice. It's a good find.
Oh,
he's wrestling with that thing.
I know, the anticipation.
Wow. Yeah, that was interesting. That was about 20 minutes there, so yeah.
Thanks for hanging in, audience.
Yeah.
We're still here.
Von Nieters wins. Yeah. All right, we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking about dogs named Whiskey at animal shelters. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of executive bourbon steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your executive bourbon steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your executive bourbon steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
This is Freddie Mills, and you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about dogs named Whiskey and animal shelters.
Yes, we are. So I of course, all the time I Google bourbon, and then I Google whiskey, and just to see what's out there. That's how I keep up to date with what's going on in the world of American whiskey and global whiskey, I guess, because certainly some of that gets picked up in the whiskey search. So one thing I will see a lot of is that there's a lot of dogs. It'll be like a dog named Whiskey is available for adoption. So that happens a lot, so much so that they're putting out press releases, and I think it's one of three scenarios. So here's how I think this can happen. Number one, people who name their dog Whiskey are irresponsible. They're drunks, and they're irresponsible pet owners, and they lose their dog, and the dog ends up at the shelter. That's the number one. Number two, an animal that is named Whiskey, a dog, is a bad animal. It ends up being a prick of a
drunk.
Pet. It ends up going. People get rid of it. Oh, the third thing is, the shelters are naming these dogs Whiskey because they know there's a lot of people that drink whiskey that are passionate about it, and they see, hey, I like whiskey. I'm going to adopt that dog. That's pretty cool. What are the chances I go out there and go online, I see a dog named Whiskey, I'm going to adopt that thing? What do you guys think is going on here? Or do you have a different conspiracy theory for this one?
First, say the Kaplans, who we love and adore, have a dog named Whiskey.
They're drunks. They're drunks. So that aligns with the first one. That definitely aligns with the first scenario there.
Also know that probably their wildest dog.
Yeah.
So I do think the shelters are doing it on purpose to lure us in to get them.
The shelters have been just glutted with animals ever since COVID. And I think they're just trying to find names. Like they'll pick anything to name a dog. We adopted 2 dogs that the shelter.
Kathy, you got a drink.
Stop the show so Kathy can drink.
Shut it down. You got a drink.
All right. So why did I have to drink? What did I do?
Because you said they're trying to come up with names. I said, Dick Kazinia.
Oh.
Oh, he said it again.
She earned that one herself because that became part of the show. If I would just thrown out 2 rapid things to try to get her to drink, that's not fair.
That's true.
For her asking me to repeat it, she had to drink twice.
Yeah. It was organic. It was organic. Yeah.
So
you have witnesses.
I adopted 2 dogs that the shelter had named Sprinkler and Slip and Slide.
Those
Now,
are
these were not the
No.
dogs' names.
Uh-huh.
They just were brought to the shelter in the summer, so they gave them Sprinkler and Slip
That's
and
marketing.
Slide.
It's marketing.
our
Those are dumb names.
they'll like
Dumb names.
they'll group dogs to be like, oh, they'll pick a movie. They'll be like, this is like the Dirty Dancing dogs, and they will have like names from that. They'll have like Baby and Johnny, or they'll pick like any movie and just name them after that, or like a band and they're all named after the Rolling Stones. Like our shelters do that too, where they're just like, we got this set of puppies in, this is all their names. This is the Rolling Stones set, or this is the Dirty Dancing set. We've had that happen.
Is
My
anybody
grandfather-
keeping those names?
No, I think you rename the dog when you, get
rename
it.
them.
Well,
You
if you
just-
got Charlie, you could keep a dog named
I
Charlie.
think you put dog Charlie.
We actually gave the dogs back the names that they came in with
Okay.
because they were 10 years old and that's what they knew.
Yeah,
Yes,
You can't
I don't,
rename a dog that's 10 years old.
I don't like
so that's the
like
right
dog,
thing to do.
like 2 or 3 it already knows its name. I'm okay with renaming a puppy. Like I got Saint at like 8 weeks and he was named Bear, but now he's Saint and he knows he's Saint.
Yeah,
Sosa we got at 8 weeks. His name was Curtis, but now he's Sosa. And then
Curtis.
I like Curtis.
this attracts me. And he was so dumb. And I'm like, I want that dog. But no, it's Sweet Oakley never had a name, and I just called him 5 different things till he answered to one. So it was
Curtis and Bear will never know.
no, they'll never know because they were just
You don't know. If I go over to
Dog-
McNew's house and I'd be like, "Hey, Bear," and all of a sudden he just starts crying. He just starts weeping. Like,
old
We
dogs.
that guy's family. That guy's family. He knows. Yeah.
My grandfather named all his dogs after beans. So he had a butter beans and a lima beans,
Pinto.
pinto beans.
Funny. I like that. My
Pork
Well,
ham.
I think the animal shelters are jumping on board with the popularity of bourbon and calling everything whiskey. In Santa Fe, there's 2 dogs named Bob Burgers and Shanks, and I mean,
Hey,
And
that's
they
a pair
need
you.
to be
That's a pair you adopt
adopted
together. Yeah,
They have to stay together. Bombergers.
Yeah, they
and
gotta go
Shanks.
together.
You can't separate your Bombergers and Shanks.
no,
I
that's
also
a package deal.
they might be in on us where they're like, you can afford bourbon and you get it often. You can afford to take care of a dog.
This is it. Yes.
Have a good life.
The bourbon buyers, someone that by nature, especially
Well,
the
then
ones
why
that
aren't they naming them
discretionary income.
Blanton's?
Blanton.
because
But we know
Steinkamp
how
would
many
take all of them.
people.
That's it.
Fine camp.
Those sort of people aren't looking for rescue dogs.
Honestly, they would be so fun to be like, we have a stag, we have a Blanton's, we have a Weller.
Blanton's.
I'd buy a stag.
Blanton's.
That's a good name.
That would be so fun, even as a bourbon
And
fan.
what I would do with Blanton's, you know how animal shelters always do like cheap adoption fees, like it's $10. But on the Blanton's, when I would charge $300, and the Blanton's people would be like, yes, oh, I'll buy. Yeah, $300, yes.
he's very allocated.
Yeah.
The other options,
That's
sometimes
it.
Comes with its own
Designer
box.
with the box.
Yes. So, yeah. So,
Huh.
yeah. What do you think, Von Nieters? What do you think's going on with this?
I really don't know. I feel like maybe part of it is sort of, I don't want to say marketing because they're like rescues. So like they're not marketing, but they are. They're trying to
They
get,
are marketing,
they're
yeah.
trying to get, these animals into good homes. And I think mainly that's where it comes from because like Kathy said, they just name them, something cute to get them to
Right.
get bought.
What sucks
So,
about that gig is it's not about that animal because as soon as you get rid of that animal, there's going to be 1 or 2 or 5 more
More.
behind it. Yeah, you want to try to move it. So I would assume in reality the real reason is there are a lot of people
Yeah.
drink whiskey and they might be akin to picking up an animal named whiskey.
yeah, it's a sad, endless cycle they have to deal with, and they're trying to make the best of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they really are so overrun.
Shout out to the folks that work at these places
That
and
work
own these
at-
places.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
In my county is actually doing free adoptions this weekend, which makes me sad because you really aren't like guaranteeing they're getting a great home, but they're just trying to like clear them out because they have so many more coming in.
Right. It never stops. Yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate.
when
Adopt,
you-
don't buy.
Yeah, when you're in the shelter and your job is to name the dogs, and you have 3 dogs in front of you, and one of them has to be whiskey. What does that dog look like?
He's brown or black.
A little
It's
haggard.
some sort of shepherd.
It's a shepherd, huh?
Yeah, it's a shepherd.
Hmm.
No, and I think it's their
No.
color, right? So like I think a brown dog is whiskey, but also their
Yeah.
personality. Are you fun and outgoing? You're whiskey. Like
Okay.
if I had a white dog, it would be like snowflake or vodka. Like it's
Or
Yeah.
white dog.
or white
I would
dog.
also name a golden retriever whiskey because like they're like just dumb and happy all the time.
That's true.
Golden retrievers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
full of
What if you
energy.
went the opposite way and you picked like the tiny princess, fluffy white Pekingese
Mm.
and named it whiskey?
I don't know what that
no,
is.
No.
No, they're little. They
Tiny
have,
white
they have
fluffy.
they have little eyes and they're
Like a little
Smush
Maltese.
face. They have a
Oh no, those things are terrible. Don't do those.
no.
No.
They need to discontinue that breed.
So
They need to
there's
stop
the
that.
French bulldogs. There is a breeder that's developing longer snouted French bulldogs.
I've seen that. Those are beautiful. They're
Mhm.
great.
Stop breeding dogs because there's 100 dogs in shelters that need home. Stop
Yeah,
breeding
nobody
dogs.
nobody needs to be breeding dogs in general. Let's just put
No.
it that way. Unless you're like using them for work, like they're herding dogs, sure, or hunting
Sure. Police
dogs.
dogs.
That-
you're
Yeah,
breeding
police dogs. Yes, if they're doing a job, yes, that's fine. But we don't need to be breeding dogs for pets anymore. There's so many
Many that need home.
dogs, cats. Like it doesn't. Yeah,
Okay.
neuter
Easy,
pets.
easy, Bob Barker. All right. All right.
Yep. Shanks and Bombergers. Just go adopt them. Go adopt the Shanks and Bombergers now.
There you
Get
go.
them together.
There you go. That's
All right.
it.
On that note, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Find Nieters. We'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me always supporting animal adoption and on Instagram at Von Nieters.
All right. KK.
You can find me on Instagram at KKCastStrength.
Luke.
Yeah, you can find us at Santa Fe Boutique Wines on Instagram and Luke Otero on LinkedIn.
All right. McNew.
You can find me with my fair share of animals and on Instagram at McNew ABV.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find at Steve Akeley, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more. abvnetwork.com. Come by and see me, the ABV Barrel Shop, the place where you can try before you buy. We're always getting cool stuff in. We got a pepper pick in this week. We'll be getting another one in about a month. Got the rye in this week. Bourbon will be coming in, like I said, in about 30 days. So pretty cool stuff. Always cool stuff like that coming in. So check us out online, abvbarrelshop.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we have our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Hasta mañana.
Bye.
Later.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.